there we are. Hi, everybody. Happy Monday.
Welcome to Dungeon Cooldown.
Hey,
Hello.
it's Monday at a different time. Welcome, loved ones. Welcome to the Dungeon Cooldown. Yeah, welcome, folks. We're trying out a new time, as we talked about. It's me, it's Jessica, and joined for the first time by our friend Surena Marie. Whee!
Hello.
We're so happy to be here with you all. Hi, all. Hi, chat. Tuomask, I see you gifted out subs. Thanks, folks.
Yeah, thank you, Tuomask.
Yes.
And Sticky Pants just resubbed with Prime. Thank you for choosing our channel for that.
Greatly appreciated. But yeah, as I think I mentioned last week and on the social medias, the cooldown might be moving times around a little bit. It's just honestly just straight up availability of life and work stuff. And so we're not sure if this 7 p.m. Monday time will stick. Will depend. I know Ron and Jared have a fun cooldown plan next Monday. I don't know what time that's going to be at, so watch your socials for updates on that. But this is the Dungeon Cooldown. If you don't know, this is our companion show to the Dungeon Run, where we chat with each other and chat with you guys, answer questions, and ask each other things that we're excited about, and just, overall. And we are supported by our Patreon, patreon.com/thedungeonrun. And yeah, tonight, though, we're happy to have Serena here with us for the first time. And we're happy because Campaign 2 is 9 days away. That's
oh my god,
bananas.
Only 9 days.
9 days.
Oh my god.
A week from Wednesday. This is correct. I'm
really excited.
I'm super excited. We have a lot to do in the next 9 days, or some of us have a lot to do in the next 9 days. But I honestly just cannot wait to just be sitting down at the table with the two of you and those other four people. They're okay too. No, but it's the three of us right now. Ken Bonds is the first to notice that we're all wearing glasses. Yes, that's correct. Yes. We noticed that too before the stream started. And we've shared with you all on social media our new stage, our new set, where we're going to be streaming from. We're so excited. And you all have only seen a little bit of it. It's really going to be amazing. But yeah, oh my goodness. Okay, where to start? Anyway, but Serena, I guess I wanted to start because, this is the first time our chat is meeting you face to face. A lot of them have seen your session 0, I think. Octavius Boxcutter, already a hero in the Discord and amongst the community.
Tiny little hero. We love a good boy.
We love it. We love a sneaky bird boy. But yeah, I wanted to, just kind of put you on the spot a little bit. And you are an actor, an illustrator, and writer, and many, many talented things. Oh no, what happened? Oh no, what the heck just happened? What the heck just happened, guys?
He's still alive.
What just happened? What happened?
I don't know. I can't see you anymore.
What did it just do?
You were just gone.
Did Discord literally just what? Oh my god.
It broke. It shoved
you can hear us,
away.
right, Morgan?
Yeah, I can hear you. And now you're gone from my screen.
Hey,
everybody.
I see you in the overlay.
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna be right back because Discord just crashed on me. 1 second. Hi, everybody. Oh my goodness gracious. Hi, friends. And we're back. Are we live? We're live. Okay, good. Oh, hi friends, welcome back. We are back just where we were getting to talk to Serena. We love you all. Oh, thank you. We appreciate it. Okay, everybody's looking good though. Everybody's looking very nice. Dyson Capes, it wasn't me. It literally, you saw what happened.
Oh.
Everything went from beautiful. Wait, it says I'm invisible now?
You're good.
Don't tell me that.
I see you.
You're good.
We're checking the Twitch stream.
Or wait, actually,
kidding.
Morgan, you are invisible. Where did Morgan go?
Goodness,
Oh my God,
Discord
where's Morgan?
Discord is gonna make me. They're gonna. Oh my goodness. Just kidding. Okay, don't do that to me. Seriously. Anyway.
So anyway, Serena, let's get back into it. Can you remind us?
Take the reins for a second, Jessica.
Girls Love Child says, "I just see floating glasses." Me too, and headphones. Morgan, can you move your glasses? We really can't. Oh my God, the invisible man is drinking a drink. Ah!
Wait a minute.
I can hear him. I can hear his voice in my head. Okay, Serena, tell us about yourself, because you are new to our community and we all want to get to know you a little bit better.
Sure. Boy, I don't even know where to start. So, as Morgan said, I am an actor and illustrator. I studied improv in Chicago for, I think, like 8 years.
Wow.
That's so long. It wasn't like the full 8 years, but I was in Chicago for 8 years. So it was mostly improv and all of that
you
good
have the
stuff.
Equivalent of 2 college degrees in improv.
But
that's what that means, right?
The cost of the degree, like it's but yeah, so I moved here to Los Angeles in the beginning of 2020, so right before the pandemic hit. It was so funny. I worked in the office about 3 weeks before it was like, we're working home forever. So that was that. And yeah, I wrote on Journeys Through the Radiant Citadel.
That's right, the new D&D book, which is due out this summer? July 19th. I'm looking at it right now.
July 19th.
Yes.
Oh, nice. Good. I'm like, I remembered correctly. I'm proud. We had to move it. It was supposed to be June, but shipping logistics and all that good stuff happened.
And this is, if people don't know, this is the new D&D Wizards book. It's similar to Candlekeep Mysteries, right? Where it's a setting, but also bunch of individual adventures, correct?
Yeah.
I don't know what you can and can't say. So if an NDA ever shows up, just tell me.
No, I'm all green light to say a lot of stuff, so it's all good. No, it basically it's very similar to Candlekeep Mysteries in that there are 13 adventures, and each of those 13 adventures has a setting that goes with it.
Amazing.
So like if you were wanting to play more in that world that we've created based on our cultures, because the writing team they're all people of color. A lot of the illustrators are also people of color. The marketers, like it's really, really cool to just like have this gathering of brains working on this incredible book. But yeah, so it's different from Candlekeep in that way.
And yours is set at an Asian night market? Is that correct?
Yeah, it is a Thailand night market.
Yes.
And my region is based off of Thailand. So like the adventure itself is sort of loosely based on Bangkok. Oh, wow. And then there's other locations within my setting that are based on like northern Thailand, like Chiang Mai and Phuket.
Wow.
Oh, that's super cool.
Is this?
Yeah, it's wild.
How have you? And so you just wrote is it like a one shot, or is it like a multi shot, or what? I don't know what they would like. I mean, or did you? So when they come to you for something like that, I mean, is it literally like they here's the ideas, here's a setting, here's what we love from you, and then you wrote the adventure, but did everybody collaborate on the main part, and then you each kind of go off into your own little rooms and write your own solo thing?
It was super unique, I think, in that there are a bunch of writers on the book that haven't contributed to D&D before. This is my first published work through D&D.
Incredible.
But it was sort of just like people from all sorts of writing backgrounds. So beyond gaming, like my background was in sketch comedy and just theater. Yeah. And so taking all of our brains and saying like, write something based off of your culture and what that means to you. So we had to pitch And so the net for pitching was a little wider. So we had to pitch like 3 concepts. And then from that pitch, we had to figure out the adventure and like the setting. But what was cool is we were in like a Teams, a Microsoft Teams together, and so we saw everybody's pitches, and we were able to give notes.
Wow.
And like I was able to take parts of the adventure before mine and kind of like weave aspects of it in my adventure so that if somebody were to just go through the book linearly, they would be able to find those little nuggets throughout.
Like Candlekeep, because Candlekeep was that way too,
Cool.
where you could like pull out Amy Vorpal's adventure or pull out somebody's adventure and just do that if you wanted, or you could run them all the way through, which is incredible.
Yeah.
I imagine that was like very inspiring, but also like, very kind of, being able to see what everybody else was doing and sort of being able to pull and, well, I'm going to do very much my own thing sometimes, but that's cool. That's so cool. I honestly can't wait to dive into that book when it comes out. And I'm not just saying that. That's
excited for it.
Do you think, I mean, have you done a lot of adventure? Have you done any adventure writing? I mean, as you said, this is your first published work or anything like that you come from sketch comedy, but like, what was the hardest part for you? Was it like the balancing characters, balancing challenge rating and stuff like that? Or was it?
The mechanics, I think, was the hardest part for me. Luckily, like
I think they would help you out the most with that. You're like, I don't know what monster should go here, please.
Yes, 100%. And I think a lot of the writers, we were able to play on each other's strengths and weaknesses. So there's some writers on the team who are like incredible D&D writers who know the mechanics like front and back, and like they kind of work together really closely. And then there's people who are like really, really good at like narrative structure. And then we were able to kind of work in that way. The book itself is very collectivist, so it makes sense that like the writing process itself was very like collectivist too.
That's amazing.
So
because I DM home games, the community knows this. I have never DM'd on stream, but I really love DMing for new players who are just creative people who like. I DM for writers and actors and directors and people and I sell them on the it's just storytelling, guys, and like I know the rules, don't worry about the rules, and that sounds like this book was very much kind of in that same vein and that same spirit, where it's just sort of like bringing together this group and seeing what kind of beautiful stew and soup you get out of it.
Yeah, very much so. Like there are people on this book who are like video game like narrative designers.
Oof.
And so it's interesting seeing like that writing style translate in a D&D game. And like when you read mine, it is someone in chat I think said it was it reminded them of like Miyazaki, and it's very that
Michael said that.
It's very cozy.
Spirited Away.
Oh man. I can't wait.
I love that. So can you tell our audience here more about Otto? And do we call him Otto or them Otto or Octavius? What are we going to start with?
I mean, it's probably close friends, and like the crew would be Otto is fine.
Okay.
They introduce themselves always as Octavius. Their pronouns are he, they, so I will interchange them, and so they're fine. But yeah, they are loud and scrappy and excitable. It's as a human, I have ADHD, and so I feel like I gravitate towards characters that are a little more impulsive during games because I want to press the button. You know what I mean? Like if there's a button to press, like let's press it. Let's see.
Same. Me too.
Good.
Yeah, you're very similar. Both of you are very similar in that sense.
But yeah, I love the idea of playing like an owlland. I've never played that race before.
I've never even seen that race before.
It's pretty new. Pretty new. Yeah, and I think when you first when you first told us about Octavius, he was an Aarakocra, but you described him as an owl. I was like, I was like, there's this new Owlin thing, and especially because he's a rogue, I think you get bonuses to intelligence and dexterity, and I was like, I mean, makes sense for rogues.
It's like perfect.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
I'm curious how the chaos is gonna pan out in campaign 2, because there are some notable events in campaign 1 where a chaotic move puts us down a rabbit hole, and it sparks a lot of debate, a lot of discussion. And so with multiple party members being a little more chaotic but also adorable, I'm just very interested to see what that does to the plot. I mean, do you have any predictions, Serena?
Oh,
have you ever, well, I could ask you, have you ever played with a character like this before? Because I think I remember you mentioning that this character is a little closer to your personality. And so I know that for me, when a character is closer to my personality, I'll have multiple characters that are like that, and I kind of like test them out in different campaigns. So is there a character similar to Otto, or do you have a prediction of how Otto might influence the chaos of the game?
Sure. Very similar. I always play characters that I'm very, very comfortable playing, especially for games where we're performing and we're doing this, shared storytelling together. So it's longer, and I want to make sure that I'm fully like rooted and comfortable with whatever is going to just like happen out of my mouth. And so I think this character is sort of a mashup between two characters that I played in a podcast called The Dungeon Rats, which is like the same initials, which is amazing.
It's very close. I was like, is she about to say,
The Dungeon Rats?
That reminds me of the Rat Queens.
Yes. And yeah, just like they're smaller, chaotic, but like huge-hearted characters. Because I think that like when you play a character that is a little impulsive, it's important that they have something that grounds them in reality or gives them stakes too. Like it helps you like earn the moment and the joke too, So
yeah, for sure. Yeah, because there's no stakes, there's no gravity to a situation unless it's grounded in something. So yeah, I absolutely agree with that.
Well,
I could say that my last character was more on the chaotic side, and then this new character that I'm playing, I do want to play with not being so chaotic, with really someone who thinks about what she does before she does it. And I'm excited to be more of a straight man to other characters, so they have more freedom, because if everybody is like gonna go do the fun thing, the crazy thing, then it kind of falls apart at the seams. So if I can be that grounding person to like give your choices, might not necessarily you, but any of the characters, give them more stakes because there's an opposite pole, then I'm happy to do that.
I was actually just talking to Carrie about this last week, because Carrie and I were talking, and I'm just like, she's still learning D&D and all this stuff, and I was, and I was like, you'll set up all this stuff for, she knows who Coco is, she knows all this stuff, but I was like, but it is that actor thing of, you do all of your prep and then be ready to throw it out if it doesn't work, or the dynamic of the party, not throw it out, but you never know what'll really come to the forefront. Yes, yeah, and the dynamic of the party will tell you who you are, who you are to the party, who you are to each like different to this group of people, and so I can already tell. By the way, and I will clarify, we haven't seen each other's session zeros. I've seen we've trimmed them a little bit, so we've seen like the very beginning and the very end of things. But like, I haven't watched Serena's. I haven't watched anybody's besides my own, obviously, because I lived it. But I can already sort of tell from these characters. I was like, this is, for a character like Val, this is going to be very interesting. I have no idea what kind of role he's gonna play in this party. I'm gonna be fascinated, and I think we'll create our own rules. I don't know. I mean, you know, I could see Saint being a very not motherly or big sisterly. I mean, she'll definitely be
big sisterly,
big sisterly,
a literal big sister,
7 foot tall elephant sister. Yeah, but I can't. I'm so fascinated to kind of see how things adjust and what we bring out of each other in that way.
So you kind of naturally take on a leadership role as James, and I think that you do that in real life too. Well, I think you do. It's not unexpected to me because in real life you do that. You know, you are very quick, and you know, you are a producer. You know, it's kind of like your job. So I'm interested to see, do you anticipate playing with Val not being a leader, or do you think that's something that will just kind of naturally come out because it's a core piece of you as a role player?
I don't, and honestly, this is me talking about myself. I don't always see myself as it took a long time for me to be comfortable stepping into a leadership role. And I think specifically, and this was very much with James, and I think a little bit with Val, where it was like, I don't think I should be this person, but also I care about these people and I want to see them make the right decisions. And I think I have something to share with that. And so if other people listen to me a lot, then oops, here I am.
Yeah.
And does that make sense? And so I found that to be the instance. Now with Val, he's such a character where depending on the party, I think he would play. He is already, I think, one of the older people in the party, even though I say it again, I don't think anybody knows how old Coco is. Coco's an elf. Coco could
Coco's an elf.
Coco
could be hundreds of years
Coco
old.
could secretly be hundreds of years old.
I'm anticipating she is in my heart.
She might not even
like
know.
A solid 300 years
She
old.
might be.
Yeah, she's like, oops, I fell down a tree trunk and woke up in the Feywild. How long were you in the Feywild? A couple of days? A couple of days?
I don't know.
You mean a couple of centuries?
It's all sunset all the time there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Time is weird in the Feywild.
Yeah, and you're actually going to see a lot more about that beginning of her story this Wednesday. And
that's right. For those who haven't seen, we are streaming the session zeros this Wednesday, so everybody can finally see them. But if you're a Patreon right now, you can watch them all week. Get on it right now. But yeah, I think so in terms of actual age, Coco might be the oldest. But in terms,
but Val does seem like he's the most
old soul spirit. Old.
By that he's had the most screw ups and the most opportunities to let people down. Maybe, yeah. But I think, and so it's kind of. In another party, there was no way he would be a leaderly figure at all. But I don't know. I mean, both you have. By the way, we did not talk to each other in the character creation, and it's funny already the similar themes and journeys, and it's that we're I'm already seeing. Between Ursula and Octavius and Val and basically everybody that's like, oh, you were separated from your family at a young age too. Oh, and like it's like, oh,
but you have a lot to prove.
Oh man, yeah, there's a lot of
but
that.
It makes sense that the world is this. It's 2 islands surrounded by a massive storm, and there's a lot of natural disasters that happen. So it makes a lot of sense that there's torn up families everywhere. And it's like it's the classic thing where it's like, why is your character on the adventure? oftentimes not because they had a happy life. It's because something
yes
instigated this. You know, any heroic story starts with some kind of instigating event,
Right.
and oftentimes it's traumatic. So
without having watched your session zeros, I would ask you both a question, because this happened to me. So I am the cliched character who, by that I mean I am the player who creates a whole backstory and then hands it all to the DM and goes, hurt me with all of this if you want.
Oh no.
And I mean, that was James, like, hardcore. Jessica knows exactly what I'm talking about, where I gave Jeff so much stuff I gave him literal, like, hand grenades going, yeah, yes, destroy me. I was playing a warlock, which is already come at me hard. And then playing all this other stuff. Val, I handed Jared and Ron a lot of drama. And
what's your question for us?
my question is, did they hit you with your drama almost immediately?
I'll let you answer first, Serena. Yes, in a way that I was like, oh yeah, this is chill. Everything's, oh God, what the fuck?
Oops, that's all right.
We're allowed one.
Okay, that was it. That was my one. But yeah, it was just surprising, and I'm seeing in chat that yours was the worst, so I'm gonna defer to them. And
I think I heard you say something that day where it was like, I didn't expect to have my nightmare thrown at me that quickly or something like that. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, but it was, again, it for session 0, I think it's really important, because all of a sudden now our characters have that experience to take with them for our first game.
Yeah.
And so it's like off to the races, right?
Yeah, right.
Like we all have what we did. We all know what we did.
And we lived it too. Yeah, that's that. Yeah, yes. We're gonna say.
I'll say actually, my session 0 was quite nice.
I love that.
Yeah,
nice.
we didn't do anything traumatic in mine. I don't know, maybe it's because it was the first one of the night, or maybe that's just how the cookie crumbled, but I did like a little performance in a tavern, and then a storm swept me away. Yeah, there was no real, like, the trauma that happened to me probably wouldn't be able to come into play right away, I don't think.
Wow. I mean, that's,
yeah.
I will say, similar to what you said, Serena, I can't wait for our first episode for many reasons, but one of them is that, like, Val's going to be coming in pretty hot, like, in terms of, like, what was happening when it ended, when the session 0 ended, and suddenly it was, and you're done, and it was like, what? and
I did feel it that way.
Yeah, it was a lot of that. So the chaos meter will be turned pretty up a lot right from the start, and I think we will definitely hit the ground running in that regard. Yeah, I have no idea.
I'm so curious, and we all of here do not know the answer to this question because it is in the DM's hands, but how much time has passed since everybody's session 0, and like where we're gonna end up, like it, because I'm not sure if mine was real. I'm assuming it was real, but it might not have been.
Fascinating.
So
it could be really cool if the storm that took us all away in the end of our session 0s didn't happen at the same time, because there is this ever prevalent storm around the island. Like, wouldn't it be so fun if we just found out that I was in the storm for a couple hours, but you were in the storm for a week, or, you know, Coco's in the Feywild, so she was actually in the storm for a year, and just it felt like a day, you know?
I didn't even think about the fact that maybe it wasn't even real. There was, without giving anything away, there was some nightmare style stuff that didn't totally make sense, but I without giving anything away, Val rolled an well, no, I didn't even get to roll it because I'm not proficient in Arcana. Val is not talented in the ways of magic. And so I was like, this feels pretty strange. I left this place a while ago, but not that long ago, and this seems like really bad. Did magic cause this? And they're like, might let you roll it, but you're not proficient, so you're not really good at spotting magic. I'm like, no, you're not. I'm not. You're right. Playing a fighter, just me over here. I can hit things with a sword.
I'm excited too for what Jared and Ron have repeatedly described as more of a sandbox than our previous campaign, because I don't know that I've ever played in a campaign that's been super, super sandbox. I mean, even the homebrewed campaigns that I've done have had some kind of, it's like a DM only has so much space to create a story, like it's pretty incredible. I think that we have the privilege of having the brains of 2 DMs to do the open world for us. Because I know if I was a DM, I would be like, oh, you choose that? The town you were going to is named that. Ha ha ha, because that's what I had planned. Or like you could just make something up on the fly. But on a show like Dungeon Run, you got to have something prepared. Oh my God, I can't even imagine what they have prepared. It's got to be so much stuff. Well, but they love it.
And sometimes it's about, especially depending on where all of us are again starting this story, sometimes it's so much about like weighing stakes of like that happened to us in campaign 1 a lot, Serena, where we would go like, this is bad, this is really bad, this is the worst, and we should probably go there first. And it sometimes meant that we had to like leave the bad things for a while. It was like, we had friends who were kidnapped for a long time because like
sorry,
it was like the whole world ends if we don't do this. So we had to do that
but I mean,
first.
It'll take a while for us to get back up to that point, I'm sure, because that's not really 100%. It's not a level 3 to level 10
that's correct.
issue that the whole world is going to end.
But that's
if
always
you don't go to a certain place.
What do you?
Oh my God! What if I want to see Jorl? I hope Jorl makes it into our story. I know that we're not like a cross universe kind of thing, but it'd be really fun if we had Jorl in our story.
We shall see. We shall see. What as far as roles, you've played a few rogues before, I could tell, Serena, right? You're comfortable in the rogue role.
Yeah, the rogue role. I think it's like, it might be my favorite class. I think the last campaign I was in, I was an arcane trickster. So like, yeah, I'm just gonna do that again. It's like that sounds great.
It's maybe the best blending of like subclass that really blends 2 classes, and all that stuff. It really is pretty great. The arcane trickster rogue is pretty amazing. I
just love.
What do you love to play about a rogue?
So specifically the arcane trickster rogue, I love like the idea of unconventional ways of solving a problem. So like, if I think one time I used mage hands to like poke somebody's eye as a distraction because it's a hand.
And it's invisible.
And I'm like, great. And it's invisible.
Yes.
So I was just being really, really annoying to an NPC to like distract as we can like sneak by something. Like I love stuff like that. And generally characters that have a little bit more of like agility to them. Like I love being like fast and stealthy. It's usually what I play in RPGs too.
Strength is my dump stat always. It's, I mean, not this time, but also his strength. But I'm not a strength-based fighter this time either. But yeah.
Like about the quickness of these characters.
Yeah.
What's up?
What do you like about the quickness of these characters?
I'm not sure exactly what it is, but the idea of being able to like dash and disengage and just like have more of like the combat field is super interesting to me, and to hide too. I'm a coward, I guess is what it is.
Do you think you would be a rogue in real life? If you could give yourself a real life D&D class, do you think it would be rogue?
I don't think so. I
No?
I
Okay.
know it's weird. I think in real life I'd probably be a ranger.
Oh, say more.
Nice balance.
Yeah, right. I love animals. I would have an animal companion if I could. And I feel like they have, I don't know, like I think that get they have like a get stuff done attitude, which I can appreciate.
But we'll see about that
I
with
don't know.
Coco.
Yeah.
They are
I hope they get all the stuff done.
They are a utility class. Like Rangers and Rogues, I noticed this is okay, I'm a Dragonborn fighter. I'm proficient in like 4 things. I don't have many skills that I'm good at. It's looking at again helping carry with her stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're proficient in so many things, and then rogues get expertise at like level 2, and so you're already like, yes. Thieves tools, I'm a +8, I got this, and you're like, what? I'm a +4 in athletics.
we have a question in chat here from my Michael Rose. What class do you think you'd be versus what you'd want to be?
Oh.
Well, I think my answer is I think I would be a bard just by nature of, you know, being a performer and a jack of many trades. And what I would want to be, I think, would be a druid, because what's cooler than talking to animals and turning into animals and turning into a bird and controlling water, controlling wind? Like, what's cooler than that?
Yeah.
You have to deal with a warlock patron. No, please answer again with that framework of what you think you would be and what you would want to be if you could choose.
Yes, if I could choose after that description of rogue or of druid, yes, I would want to be a druid, 100%. I think if I was a class, I would be a sorcerer, and it's only because I feels like that class. Well, I feel like they have like that chaotic, like they don't understand exactly how their magic is happening, but it's happening, and they're just like going with it. I feel that kind of in my soul sometimes. I'm like, I'm just gonna take a bunch of leaps of faith, and I think it's gonna work out, and I hope it will. And
sorcerer is that,
you know, but
sorcerer can be like that Spider-Man style class where you're just somebody and you ended up with this power, and there it can be a similar type of story where it's like, I don't know what to do with this. I guess I'll try to do good things. Yeah, Carson, we're late today. I know, late cooldown.
So Morgan, what class do you think you actually are, and which one would you want to be?
Is it conceited to say I think I'm actually a wizard?
No, you consider yourself. You learn. You're mostly like a bookworm.
I mean, I have gotten to where I am in life by being unafraid to pick up new things, and just going like, if I don't know, I'll try to learn it. Or I will go to others who do, you know, or something like that.
That sounds wizardy to me.
That's what producing is for me. It's literally like, I said, I think I can do that, and then I just started picking up a bunch of things, and then it was just about being unafraid to say, I don't know what this is, but I can find the people who do, or I don't know how to do X or Y. Yeah.
I also see you as a bard, though, because you are a very good actor.
Oh, thanks. That's sweet. Yeah. I'm not religious. I'm not religious, but paladin would be pretty great.
What? That's so unexpected.
Paladin would be
a paladin?
No.
Paladins are dope. Tell us, like, why?
No, paladins are pretty great. Paladins are pretty great. You know, like to be like a strong, charismatic.
I'm imagining you in full armor on a horse right now with a lance in your hand.
Like thank you. A strong, charismatic protector. You know, you know, not necessarily. Certainly not like an acolyte of some deity, but more just sort of like a little bit of healing, a little bit of damage. You know, a little bit of that. Like in terms of that regard. I like that, and I have played paladins before, and that is what I like about them. Paladins are
my first character death.
Paladins, oh boy, paladins are problematic sometimes because paladins are, as I described to somebody, like the crown paladin's basically a cop.
Oh, sure.
There's some paladins that are basically just cops. You know, can be problematic if played a certain way.
But you don't want to be a cleric because you don't want to answer to a deity.
I mean, no. If I'm saying being true to Morgan myself, I am more reason intellectual more than I am religion or anything. And I certainly have nothing against religion. It's just never something that I've deeply connected to.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, same, yet I love clerics and warlocks.
I love clerics too.
I love warlocks.
Oh,
warlocks.
You're speaking my language. No, I always love finding, I've talked about this before, but I love finding what makes a class, like what the cliche of the class is, or what sort of the textbook version of the class is, and then turning that on its head. And that's what James was, my great old one. Warlock was, which is like, warlocks, they're hungry for power, and often, you know, and I was like, what if he was just a guy that just wanted, and he couldn't become a wizard, and he just wanted to throw an Eldritch Blast in order to fight off the people who were making his life difficult, and then he got thrown down this road that just forced him to become worse and worse and worse.
I mean, subverted stereotypes are my favorite, as are subverted fairy tales, which is where, you know, Zell comes from as well.
Oh, yeah.
Anything that's turning something on its head is so fun.
Yeah. So you're the cleric now, Jess.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have a cleric in campaign 1, which scared me for a very long time. we put it all on Katie as the bard. It's like, you're the healer. You're gonna heal. Eventually, we had both the paladin and Jessica as a wizard could cast had 1 or 2 healing spells that she could do.
Y'all never let me use it though, because I had to draw my own blood.
It was It was very terrifying whenever you did it. We're like, oh no, don't do that.
No, it's fine. I want to.
Dripping.
It's like,
yeah. I really liked playing Brick as in our side quest as a healer. I think that's fun to kind of like be more of a helper than a frontliner, because you know, Fahima was always, she was like, well, I gotta get right to the front because I gotta blast my bombs, but Saint will definitely stay back and just try to hold everybody else up, hopefully. But I mean, clerics have really strong tanky powers too, so clerics? I don't know. And if you haven't seen my session 0 yet, actually we didn't even do this in my session 0, so I did post it in Discord, but Saint doesn't even wear armor because her elephant skin is so tough. So she's just out there, like, not even protected other than her shield. She's like,
what are you gonna do? Hit
me? Hopefully she's gonna be fine. Yeah, I will show the wrath of God of my gods on my enemies once I actually meet my god and figure out what their deal is.
Oh.
Until then,
part about clerics. Right? Because you have a weird relationship with your god, right? You have to. Is that a thing?
Yeah, right? Like, do we ever have a healthy relationship with our patrons? I don't know. I mean,
clerics
maybe.
and warlocks, the line is very thin.
I did write in my backstory that Saint, hopefully I'm not giving anything away, but Saint has a flirty relationship with her god. And so I want that to happen. I, as Morgan knows, am quite the romantic, so I don't know. Maybe there'll be like a romance with my god or something. That sounds pretty fun to me. We'll see.
I love that so much.
I mean, there's a lot of gods in the story. Maybe I'm going to be my god. Maybe it's a different god.
Polytheism can go a lot of places.
Yeah, Saint's poly.
I played a cleric in a game one time, and my god was the god of like Final Destination style death. Oh, no. So accidental deaths.
That sounds horrifying.
And so,
my god,
great, because my character is just really paranoid, and so my relationship was like, you're hiding from death.
Yeah.
Like that means you've outsmarted them. So like I would meet people and say happy hidings to you.
Oh
May death not
Oh, I
find you.
love that.
Wait, you were a
And
death,
just
was it a
like
death cleric or a grave cleric?
it was a death cleric,
Oh my
or it was a
God.
grave cleric. Yeah,
I love that so.
and it
My
was
horror
super
brain is
fun.
taking off right now. That's amazing.
Yeah, but like it was a competitive thing because I was like my relationship with I get my powers because my god wants to kill me, but they can't. So like that's what it is.
So had you, is the premise of that you had escaped death from your god, and that's why they were a patron of yours?
I think it was that I almost died, like I escaped death, and I won the wager, like you wager death, and I won, and now they're like, great, we're gonna give you powers, and we're gonna try to kill you. And I was like, great.
Wait, the god
ahead,
is
try.
continually trying to kill you?
Yeah, Final Destination style, so it's like random. But
wow,
I
thought you meant other people, not you.
Oh no, yeah. It's so like instead of a love relationship, I got like sport, like wants me dead.
That is such a gift to your DM in like almost the best worst way possible. Where it's like every room you walk into, the second I step in, I need to make a perception and investigation check. It's like, well, there's a dripping faucet over there.
Yes, no, not take it out, take it out. We need a new faucet immediately. Like,
I'm not going in. I'm not going in, guys.
I'm not going in there. How many cracks are on this sidewalk? Not today.
In the distance, you hear an upset horse. It's like, no, I'm
new
out.
Horse. Everybody gets a new horse.
Wow, that's incredible. Oh man, yeah. Final Destination is still one of the movies that messes me up the most. There's a few sequences in Final Destination movies that will stick with me forever. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's so good. I mean, yeah, that's a very warlocky cleric relationship, though.
Yes.
Clerics are an underrated multi-class option because you get so much at level 1 with clerics. Like you get to decide, like you don't have to wait to I'm Pact of the Tome and all of this other things, but yeah.
I never really plan on multi-classing, but I'm curious to see if I will, since cleric does play nice with other classes. I think it's just really going to depend on the story.
I was to say, I have created characters with a multi-class in mind, but specifically like for Dungeon Run and when I know it's just I'm just waiting to if Val stays a sword fighter his whole time, then I am fully prepared to go, all the way with fighter. But I never know what's going to happen with the story, and so if it feels like if a moment happens where his relationship with the deity suddenly starts to happen, and I was like, oh, this I want to chase down that road or something, or I'm always open to that stuff.
Are you pretty open to multi-classing, Serena?
I've actually never multi-classed before.
Ah, okay.
So,
I respect that. I respect that a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Because I feel like people get too caught up in multi-classes sometimes. So you got to do a Hexblade Paladin. It's like,
it makes my brain turn into sludge, but I am not opposed to it. I think it's super fascinating. I think to your point, Jess, if the story makes sense to multi-class, I would explore it.
Yeah, it's kind of up in the air as to where Otto might go. Do you think at this point you have any idea if Otto will lean more towards the arcane side of things or the more physical side of things?
I have a feeling it'll likely be towards the arcane side of things. However, if they hang out with Val enough, they might just become real buff and want to be a fighter. Who knows?
And remind me,
tiny fighter.
How big is Otto? How tall?
Tiny boy.
Oh, 4'1", I believe.
4'1". Okay, that's exactly half of Saint's height. Okay, I anticipate lots of elephant owl rides will be happening.
Very excited.
Yeah, I think she can. One of her traits as a Loxodon is that she can carry I don't remember what it is. It's 3 times her weight or something.
Wow.
It's like the same as an orc.
Yeah.
Maybe it's double.
Double. You can carry things as if you were large or thing. That's
what it is. Yeah. As if you're one size larger. Yeah.
I
piggyback
ride.
Yes.
Oh, no, my mind blanked.
Does Saint eat meat or just plants? A question from the chat.
Is she an herbivore or an
Oh.
omnivore?
Yeah.
I actually haven't thought about that. I'm a omnivore myself in real life. So I think that she is. Wait, are elephants? Do elephants eat meat?
I don't know. That's why I thought it was such an interesting
Okay,
question.
I
Because
feel like I've only
genuinely,
ever seen
elephants
elephants
eat
eat
meat?
plants. But I could be wrong.
Oh, elephants are
they-
herbivorous animals. Oh my gosh. So maybe Saint is a vegetarian. Wow, great question, Infinity Hamster. You've just defined a part of my character's personality.
There you go.
She's a vegetarian.
She's a vegetarian.
love a vegetarian.
Perfect. Figuring it
Ken
out.
Bond, Saint she is actually scared of mice and small things because she's afraid she's gonna step on them.
Oh. Oh, I will say we did not talk to each other when figuring out these party of characters, and we have all except Val is like between Ursula and Otto and Saint. It's like oh my gosh, there's so many adorable party members. People, if you haven't watched Katie Michaels' Session Zero, I've seen Katie play Ursula for a few minutes. It's so adorable, guys.
She's got a really cute voice. It's not that much different from her regular voice, but she has this kind of like this way she like says things that shows that she's not very confident.
Katie playing an awkward introverted teen just breaks your heart like immediately. And she's an awkward introverted teen who also like seeks solace in astronomy and the stars. And I'm like,
I know, baby.
My heart is already like, I will go to the ends of the earth.
We're protected. Don't worry about anything.
It's like, Ursula, you stay behind me.
We have one more question in chat that we can get to before we wrap up for the night. My Michael Rose says, does your new character have to be good, or is there a chance one could turn or be innately evil? Well, the short answer to that, we could talk for an entire hour about that question, actually, I'm sure. But I think that the short answer to that is you generally want to start with a good or neutral good character, because otherwise it's very hard to justify why you're still in the party.
Yeah.
There are definitely parties where everyone's evil, and that makes sense because you're all going towards the same goal, like maybe a monster campaign. But to kind of expand on that a little bit, that's what we played with in campaign 1 of the dungeon run was, James was being pulled towards his warlock patron, and Fahima was also being pulled towards the dark side. And so I think to dance with that idea is what's interesting.
Sure.
But to turn all the way evil, it basically just means you're going to leave the party, because why would the party want to stick around with an evil character?
Yeah, I very much agree with what you're saying, where I think an evil party is one thing. And you sort of being evil together is fun. It's the the possibilities of the party acting against each other for two.
Mm-hmm.
It just
Inter-party conflict, yeah.
It's
hard enough with all good characters.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I also think about the idea that like good and evil, they're sort of like vague like concepts in themselves.
Yeah.
And so like I feel like evil characters, like it's like I would be hard to play that, but like there are characters that are certainly selfish.
Sure.
And act selfishly that can like fit really well in an all good good party. But like I can't imagine starting a game with like, let's just burn the town. Like what?
Yeah, then it doesn't become about the story anymore. It becomes about that one character who's just doing their own thing. So yeah, I'm glad we're all on the same page about this.
And I have been in those games before where you're just sort of like, I don't know why I would still be hanging out with you, dude. And that can happen. Now,
I don't think that's going to happen at all with season 2 because we're all We're all precious babies.
We're gonna love each other so much.
And
everybody else is gonna have to deal with it.
Val, I think
we love each other too much.
Too much. Val, I think I was like, Val might be a little prickly for sure.
I know.
Early on.
Okay, I don't want to say it, but yeah.
Wait a minute. What the heck? No, I think, but having said that, he, you know, I think what's in his heart and what he wants to do is good. It's just, you know, he's had to get very defensive the last few years of his life, and so and there's good reason for that. But I don't know. I think I said his alignment is currently somewhere between chaotic neutral and chaotic good. Whatever, make of that what you will. But
starting point.
Yeah.
And I think Saint will probably, kind of like Fahima and James, Saint will probably give you endless second chances. So you'll at least have one bud.
Oh.
Yeah, and I will likely protect you only because Otto is a small dog that thinks that they're a big dog.
I love that.
I can see that dynamic happening a lot.
Oh my goodness.
I'm so excited.
I can't wait.
Just one more comment to close out the stream for tonight. Bent Wookie in chat says, if the party is too soft and cuddly, I'm worried Jared will crush them. Well, Bent, I'm also worried about that. And with that, we will end our Dungeon Cooldown stream. Thank you for hanging out with us at our new time on Monday night. Thank you to Serena for taking time out of your evening and your week to spend a little more time with us. We loved getting to know you and your playstyle a little bit more. And we are going to be showing all of the session zeros this Wednesday in the normal time slot. And we will also be, I believe, we're going to be calling in from our photo shoot that we're going to be doing for promotional photos. So we can get a little bit.
Yet, but yes, yeah.
What? Oh, well, you're hearing it now.
Yes, that is true. We will be calling it at the beginning of the 6 o'clock time, and then coming immediately after all that are all the session zeros that everybody gets to see. I've only seen mine. The patrons who have seen them already, the reviews have been amazing and lovely, and it makes us feel very loved and very happy and very excited for you all to see and these 5 characters together. But yeah, we're gonna stream all 5 of them on Wednesday night. But yeah, am I forgetting anything?
I don't think so. Just we'll post about that on socials, and we'll start rolling out character art pretty soon here too.
And also, next week prior to the premiere, Jared and Ron are going to do a DM cooldown where they're going to go over the new kind of style of interactivity that we're going to be doing for the new campaign.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Look
Okay.
at that.
Is that something that we don't know yet?
No,
do we know everything?
We don't know everything. But basically, it will be similar to Campaign 1. It will have the same basic structure as Campaign 1, but there will be very much a new sort of verve to it. And I will let Jared and Ron tell you all about that.
I'm excited to hear that too. What day is that?
That's
next Monday.
Next
Cooldown?
Monday. Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
Unless we have to move it to another day, but I believe it's next Monday.
My God, season 2 starts in 9 days.
Can I just say the pictures of us around the tables? We did a tech day last Tuesday, and it was so exciting.
You guys look so good.
I can't wait for you to see it, Serena. Honestly, and I can't wait to get all of us just sitting there. That's what I'm most excited about. Part of me very much wants it to be next Wednesday already, and part of me knows I still have.
You mean this Wednesday?
A week from this coming Wednesday.
Oh, I thought you wanted us even sooner.
No, I want it to be the 22nd already, and yet part of me also knows that I have a lot to do before then. So I'm like, that's mixed feelings. But I very much I cannot wait till the 22nd.
What? It's a pilot episode.
It'll be great.
So it's gonna be cemented forever as the number 1 video in our YouTube playlist that everyone's gonna go watch when they want to check out our show. So no big deal, no pressure.
Yeah, how dare you
pressure.
say these things?
It's fine.
Everything's fine.
Oh my
Flames
goodness.
behind me.
All right, and with that, we're gonna let you get about your Monday evenings. We love you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. And this will go up, VOD of this on the Patreon tomorrow, so be sure to catch that. And yeah, Wednesday night, all the session zeros. We'll see you then. But until that time, humankind, be both. Have a good night. Bye. There we go.